This really is the biggest performance-based cyber defense competition, and it's the national championship. When you see a resume, you really get the ambassador of that student. You don't get to see them in action. Here at our event, you actually get to see them in action.
Go! Go! Good luck, guys.
Even, if you made it to regionals, the fact that you compete in something like this, that says a lot to us. Especially in what we look for in candidates, people that are doing more outside of their classrooms, outside of maybe their part-time job or whatever else they have going on. Because it shows the passion.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what we want. Somebody that just absolutely loves it, dives into everything that they possibly can to learn more. And this is a great experience because they're working with people in the industry active right now. So they're getting exposed to all of that.
What we have here is a real world network and issues and problems that they have to solve. You talk to the sponsors, they'll tell you that this is one of the single best, or probably the single best recruiting event that they come to, because everybody here is someone that they'd be willing to hire.
We work with 230 colleges and universities, over 3,000 students. Every student is scared of the red team.
And it expires after 90 days.
The Red Team is a collective of high-profile individuals, some potential celebrities in the industry, and these are real attackers attacking the students. They are understanding the real threat as it's happening, right? It's not, you're not reading it in books. They're essentially dealing with a hectic situation, right? And when you put somebody under pressure, they only get better because of that. So I would say that they're learning more now than they could potentially ever learn.
What's up?
For Windows, DNS, what's going on? Do we know what's going on with that? Why it keeps failing the check?
We have no chance to out and out just win against that red team. It's about honing our craft against that whetstone of their absolute overpowering ability. For us, it means everything to get that chance to come here and in such a professional and well-presented format, practice against industry leaders and just learn the hard way.
To the PAL, how do I do if I want for ES6i? I don't want to do that Windows firewall rule for that.
This is definitely a very, very stressful competition, and it definitely tests the students a lot as far as their capabilities to manage stress. There's a huge, huge team building aspect to it. We all have to communicate constantly. There is never a moment that we are just silent. We always have to talk to each other and get certain dependencies on different systems working up and running and stuff like that.
User is VSX.
Can you document them?
I really enjoyed the competition. I think it simulates the real world really well, and I think every year is getting closer and closer to that kind of simulation. At a university, most of the things we do are lecture-based. So we take a class, we have some homework assignments. Some of those are practical, but we rarely have the opportunity to sit down and defend a network in real time while having actual professionals break into it.
But they did it with 100 or 200 IPs.
Yeah, I think that the biggest concern is the pressure. I think they handle the stress very well, and I think that's also a great component of this competition.
Hi, this is Mariah with the security team. How can I help you?
I've never seen such a kind of a well-placed simulation. Instead of just kind of defending from an attack, it's also making sure they're providing good customer service at the same time. They have to also know how to deal with the team under pressure, which is a big thing that we run into at work constantly. So it's pretty neat to see how they react, see how they handle those situations.
Hi, I'm trying to get into the HR server and I'm running into some issues. Can you help me out?
Into the HRM system?
Yep.
It's real life skills that they will be using in this job, and throughout our tech interviews and throughout their time at ReliaQuest, I feel like something like this sets them up above the rest of the candidates that we would be speaking with.
You can actually get college students or even grad students that have wonderful theory, can write wonderful papers, have never touched a firewall. So it really shows who actually can perform versus who can talk about it.
They are really doing something.
Yeah. We're not gonna attack each other. We got this. We only got 3 services that are down. We can fix all of this.
We need to fight for every single point. Every single thing we do matters, everything from injects to services.
Hey, FTP down, SSH1 down.
The win here would mean everything to someone that is interested in taking care of the systems that keep the rest of the world running.
And now for the winner of the 2019 NCC DC, again, University of Virginia.
So I think the competition went pretty well. We kind of figured out, you know, like service was really important, but so were injects. So we made sure that we like focused on both of them, and we knew who was doing what. Kind of just worked together and like communicated to make sure we're all on the same page.
Well done, UVA.
And CCUC does an awesome job of giving that real world experience and giving that hands-on experience and giving the feedback, but also just figuring out the best way to communicate that. So like when you're working within your team, figuring out what to do, but also when you're communicating what's happening in your network, but to like the C level, being able to communicate like that like technical jargon, but like at a business level.
All the students that come here, first and foremost, are obviously interested in security. But if you take a look at it from a team perspective, teams will consist of many different types of individuals. So you have some that are very, very technical. We also have other individuals who are more in the leadership management side, because you can't win this competition unless you're operating as a team. And that's really important when you get out into the security world, because it's not one person against all the bad actors out there. You need a team against those bad actors.